Peace is a part of the Justice Ebere Chinwike advocates amputation for sex offenders. OPM suspends overseas scholarship. Supreme Court fixes date for judgment on presidential election petition appeals. Senate justifies luxury vehicles for members. EFCC staff ordered to declare asset. On the foreign scene, Moroccans protest to demand more earthquake aid. Former First Lady of River State Justice Suzette Wike has advocated the amputation of people found guilty of defiling minors. Justice Suzette said this on the sidelines of the Second National Conference of Family Court Judges, Magistrates and other family court practitioners in Port Harcourt. She said cutting off the part of the body used in the act will serve as a deterrent to those who commit such crime.
That we should not just put those persons found guilty of such offences in prison for life or for 14 years. We should do much more. I think we should do something that will be really drastic, that will make them think twice before they do that. And I cannot think of anything better than having legislation that whatever it is or whatever part of your body you use on the child, that part should be cut off. If it's your finger, if it's your mouth, if it's the private part, I think men will take it more seriously.
Justice Suzette Wike also called on any male member of the River State House of Assembly to raise the motion. She also called for the protection of the rights of vulnerable citizens of Nigeria.
A man in the House of Rep or in the Senate, in the National Assembly to sponsor a bill like that. And that will be a man who we will find to be faultless in that regard. He will not be a man found defiling children. Only a man like that can stand up. It will be resisted, I know. Look at other bills that talk about rights of, people like the disadvantaged ones, women, children, that really cannot help themselves. You see how difficult it is for those kind of bills to pass. But I believe we will get there one day.
Moving on, tenants in buildings marked for demolition following the construction of the Port Harcourt Ring Road have accused their landlords of not refunding their rent, which are yet to expire. It comes as landlords in the past week have continued to remove their roofs, burglaries and rods used in the casting of their buildings. The move is to safeguard the building materials before the River State government begins the actual demolition process. Some tenants tell our correspondent that the landlords have been paid compensation but have yet to refund them. Others spoke of the difficulties in finding another house.
Most of us that are business people, we have not seen locations to take our goods to. This one we are staying is to see if we can gather more funds and get places.
I never move because my landlord never pay me. Secondly, I never see shop. The shop, even for street now, the thing there on the high side.
Why I never come up with my rent never expire and I dey wait for landlord to refund the remaining money. Me I dey for middle, so they no go just come straight now start from here for the demolition. So they go either start from Rumosi Junction or Zoba Junction.
We just get rest of money because they never give us notice, say, we now come out, so say we won't start work, so period. We know that definitely we will live here.
As you may know, the Port Harcourt Ring Road project, which is being executed by Julius Berger, cuts across 6 local government areas with 6 flyovers and 1 river crossing bridge. It is expected to be completed within 3 years. And now to politics. The APC governorship candidate in River State, Tonya Cole, has filed an appeal against the judgment of the State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal. Recall that the tribunal dismissed his suit against PDP's Similaye Fubara. A letter by the APC Secretary Umar Abubakar indicated the appeal had been filed. The letter addressed to the Deputy Chief Registrar of the Court of Appeal, Abuja Division, says all parties have been duly served with notice of appeal. Speaking on this, spokesperson for the APC in River State, Darlington Wuju, says the party hopes to get justice at the appeal court and will abide by the court's ruling.
The records of this particular matter has been compiled and transmitted and the suit number allocated. We do pray and hope that the Court of Appeal and indeed the judiciary will be able to serve justice to the people of Rivers State and to the memories of all those who were killed for following and supporting the APC. We pray we will get justice from the courts.
Elsewhere, INEC has removed the names of the APC governorship candidate Timmy Silva and his deputy Joshua Makiva from the list of qualified candidates for governorship election in Bayelsa State. INEC's move to exclude the APC followed a recent court order. The secretary of the commission, Rose Oriarian Anthony, said in a statement that INEC is bound to enforce the orders of the court. Yesterday, INEC chairman Mahmoud Yakubu said the commission is worried about the recent court judgment relating to the forthcoming off-cycle governorship elections in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states.
The Commission is concerned about the spread of recent judgments on orders of courts in respect of the nomination, substitution, or disqualification of candidates after all the sensitive materials have been printed. The reprinting of the materials in compliance with court orders within a short period of time is not only expensive, but the management of the process is also very challenging for the Commission.
Now, the Supreme Court will deliver judgment tomorrow in the cases of the Labour Party and its presidential candidate Peter Obi, the PDP and its candidate Atiku Abubakar, and the APC and its candidate Bola Tinubu. The judgment date was confirmed by all parties involved today. Recall that the Supreme Court, at its last sitting on Monday, reserved judgment filed by Mr. Atiku at the PDP against the verdict of the Presidential Election Petition Court, which affirmed President Tinubu's victory in the February 25th presidential poll. In another development, staff of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, have been ordered to immediately declare their asset in line with civil service regulations and procedures. The order was given by the new EFCC chairman, Ola Olukoyede. In a statement, Mr. Olukoyede said all the assets will be investigated. The Senate has justified the planned purchase of luxury vehicles for lawmakers. It follows a public outcry that members of the House of Representatives were set to take delivery of sports utility vehicles valued at 116 million naira each. But the chairman of the Senate Committee on Services, Sunday Karimi, while briefing journalists, said that the leadership of the National Assembly decided to buy the luxury cars for lawmakers because of durability and maintenance for the period of 4 years. He also said that Nigerians were picking on lawmakers but ignoring ministers. Still to come, OPM suspends overseas scholarships. Stay with us. Ministry OPM Chiere Chibuzo has announced the immediate suspension of all overseas scholarships sponsored by his organization. In a statement on Facebook, he said his church will continue to pay for those in Benin Republic until graduation, but no new students until foreign exchange improves. He said Nigerian university scholarships will continue for now. The River State Chairman, Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, Petro1, Francis Dimba, is calling on the state government to check the activities of some government agencies who are reportedly impounding filling stations and imposing high taxes on their owners. Mr. Dimba, who spoke on Nigeria Info FM Morning Crossfire, said many petrol station owners are considering selling their stations because they are struggling to cope with the stress caused by taxation and high import duties.
The hardship in the system. It's pushing a lot of young boys now, both legal and illegal, going from filling station to filling station, impounding products in the name of one revenue or the other. We have passed that level long ago. Some of them claim to come from Rivers State Board of Internal Revenue. Some of them claim to come from local governments, ministries, one place or the other. But when you investigate them very well, some of them are illegal. We are seeking and we are going to write a petition to Rivers State government to again make a public announcement declaring all these people illegal. And Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria is drawing the attention of Rivers State government to the fact that these towns are coming up again to paint the state in dark line.
On the variation in petrol prices, Mr. Dimba said retail owners are not hoarding the product but are responding to the high cost of importing petroleum products.
The procurement system and procurement logistics came differently. Everything is playing on the supply of the PMS. There are several of our members that paid an NPC for products for over 2 months and they are yet to load it. An NPC has the advantage of importing more than every other person. That means more people go to buy from an NPC. If the man that is selling at Ada George bought his product from an NPC Limited, maybe he paid for that product 3 months behind and he happens to load it today, he will definitely sell a little bit cheaper than the man who bought from the other man whose landing cost was high.
Mr. Dimba also spoke about meter tampering at filling stations.
We have a mechanism under which we encourage and subject our members to ensure that they dispense appropriate product, appropriate quantity, and competitive price. If your pump is bad, you will be out of business. We have installed CCTV cameras severally to monitor our attendance. If you go to some filling stations this month, next month, you may not see him again. The fact is that most of them commit this crime against the public. And when the owners of filling station find out, they fire them. If you go to the filling station, the attrition rate is very high because of this criminality and crime that the customers are complaining. No filling station owner wants his customer to be shortchanged.
Former Vice Chairman of the River State Petroleum Task Force, Anosike Odua, is calling for the arrest of an Islamic cleric, Sheikh Gumi, for allegedly inciting a religious war in the country. Speaking during a media briefing, Dr. Odua said Mr. Gumi's call for the sack of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike is one that could affect the relationship between the two ethnic groups.
And we also want to say that what Gumi is trying to do is to cause disunity between the Christians and the Muslims. We have lived together with our Muslim brothers in Rivers State. And they live there, they have their children, they do businesses here. And we have not had any religious crisis between we and them.
Dr. Odua also appealed to the Muslim community to call Mr. Gumi to order, emphasizing that Abuja, as the capital territory, belongs to every Nigerian.
To encourage the Northerners, our Muslim brothers, to call him to order. Abuja is being developed by the resources from the Niger Delta. We produce oil. And where is this oil found? Where is this oil being domiciled? In the backyard of the FCT minister in the south side region of Nigeria. If we talk about who is qualified to be FCT minister, it's the Southerners. Abuja is for all of us. The nation is one Nigeria.
Recall that the Islamic cleric, in a video posted on his official Facebook page, criticized FCT Minister Nyesom Wike for hosting the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria in his office. In business, the organized labor says they are not satisfied with the slow pace of implementation of the Memorandum of Understanding is signed with the federal government to avert its planned nationwide strike. The state chapter of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress say failure to implement the agreement before the October 30th deadline might leave them with no choice but to go on strike. They say they have started mobilizing their members across the country. The head of Information and Public Affairs of the NLC, Benson Oba, says the government can do better and faster. As you may know, the federal government has implemented only a few of the 15 demands in the MOU. In entertainment, a U.S. actor best known for his starring role in the short film franchise, Richard Roundtree, has died at the age of 81. His manager, Patrick McMinn, told reporters that he died at home in Los Angeles yesterday afternoon with his family by his side. In sports, Manchester United began their Champions League campaign by beating FC Copenhagen 1-0 on the night late Bobby Charlton was remembered at Old Trafford.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
Hundreds of residents of the Moroccan town of Amizmiz have protested against local authorities. It comes weeks after a deadly earthquake destroyed their homes. The earthquake was the worst to strike Morocco in more than 60 years, killing nearly 3,000 people and leaving thousands more injured and homeless. The residents accused local authorities of delaying aid and neglecting them.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Now that's a wrap on the news this afternoon, but before we go, let's have a look at the major headlines. Justice Ebere Chinwike is advocating for the amputation for those found guilty of defiling minors. OPM has suspended all overseas scholarships. Supreme Court has fixed tomorrow for judgment on presidential election petition appeals. Senate has justified the planned purchase of luxury vehicles for lawmakers. EFCC staff have been ordered to declare their asset. On the foreign scene, Moroccans have protested to demand more earthquake aid. The news was edited by Martha Okere Nkem. You can see pictures and watch videos of news stories when you like us on Facebook and follow us on X at Nigeria Info PH. On Instagram, it's at Nigeria Info FM_PH. For any eyewitness report and breaking news, text and send your WhatsApp pictures and videos to our news desk line on 0808 721 7215. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Ifechukwu Moyali. Many thanks for listening. Have a wonderful afternoon.